everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. This is another in our kind of little block of Dodge Caliber videos we're doing lately. What we have to deal with now, we've got everything else sorted out on it, but it's got a trouble code. In fact, it's an EVAP code, which are, they're a breed all their own. So let's see what we could do about it. So what we're up against is we have an evaporative code. It says, I think the code said small leak in the EVAP system. So we're going to just do a little digging here and get down to the base components, and I'll show you kind of the basics of the EVAP system. The EVAP system, what that entails, in the old days, cars just had a vented fuel system, because what you need, as the fuel level in the tank goes down, that volume of fuel that's being burnt needs to be replaced by atmosphere, or else you end up with a vacuum in the fuel system, and the fuel pump will have a hell of a time moving the fuel, to the point where a fuel tank can actually start to collapse. So you've got a system that basically lets air in, but doesn't let vapors back out. Some of the components you can see here is the valve. That's your EVAP valve. You can see here it goes over to the intake manifold. And basically what that'll do, there's a charcoal can at the back which stores the fuel vapors. And in certain situations, the valve opens and allows the engine to draw the fuel vapors out of the charcoal can and burn them. I'm probably missing a few things, and I'm probably oversimplifying this. I'm no expert on this stuff. Back here under the car, behind the left rear wheel, you'll see that is the EVAP canister. And it's got connections to the fuel tank, and there's also a big, this goes up here, and that is your charcoal filter up there, and that's what actually allows air to go in through this into the fuel tank to replace the fuel that's being burned. There's got a little connection on here that opens and closes the valve. There's a little solenoid valve inside this. So we have a code for EVAP. It says small system leak. That could mean anything from a leak around one of these pipes, a crack in this. Common in Rust Belt cars is rotted out filler necks, rotted out fuel lines underneath the car. First thing we're going to do is get our little scanner out and read exactly what the code says. The basic premise of this system is that the computer here monitors the fuel system. When the car is shut off, there's different systems. Some of them use vacuum. Some of them have a little pump that pressurizes the system. And then there's a pressure sensor that monitors it. And it has to stay within a certain, within a certain range for a certain amount of time. Or if it falls out of that range, it says there's a leak, either large or small, and it'll set a code according to what it has determined. So here you can see we've got 4 codes. This is number 1, 0456. EVAP system small leak. Let's see what else we've got here. 404. PCM internal shutdown timer rationality. 455 EVAP system large leak. 113 intake air temperature sensor circuit high. So the intake air sensor and the computer code, the thing has been in the shop here for a couple of weeks, and I've been unhooking and hooking the battery back up and fooling around with stuff. I'm not too worried about those. Right now, the air intake sensor is unplugged because we've got the air box out of the car, so that explains that code. The 2 EVAP codes, though, they're definitely what we need to look into. So we got 455 and 456. Let's see what we can find out. Unfortunately, following along with the service manual is going to be a little difficult because it requires the use of the Chrysler dealership diagnostic monitor thing so you can turn things on and off remotely. We don't have that ability without making a whole bunch of funny little harnesses and stuff. So we're going to go right to a smoke test here. We got this on online. It's a smoke tester, so we're going to show you how this thing works. So basically what this thing does is you put baby oil in it and it heats it and creates smoke. And it fills your fuel system with smoke, and you just go underneath the car and you look for where it's coming out. And that'll be your leak. There's a few different accessories. This is neat. You can shove this down your filler neck, and that bellows seal will plug off your filler neck and allow you to pressurize it that way. But it's pretty flimsy. Yee. It also has this, which screws on the side here, and you can output the smoke this way. It's got a gauge here to tell you how big your leak is. This is the compressor. It's got a built-in compressor, and it runs off 12 volts. So we'll follow the instructions and get this thing working. So here's a little machine. It just hooks up to the battery, and you can operate this. And there's still a little smoke coming out of here because I just had it making smoke. It'll clear that out in a sec. So that's just a compressor. And you can control the airflow by this. See, if we plug it up like we've got no leak, you'll see the pressure building up there. And now you can see the leak that we've created by opening the hose. Now, we'll turn that off. Now we're going to tell it to make smoke. And it takes just a second. And you'll see the smoke start coming out of it. There it comes. So this is what we're going to hook up to the car and see if we can see any smoke coming out. I've attached the smoke machine to the fuel line that runs to the back of the car. You can see here it's running and running and running and running and running, but it's not building any pressure in the system at all. And underneath here, you'll see there's a lot of smoke wafting around. So let's see if we can see where it's coming from. I would say you can see there, it looks like it's coming right out the filter on the vent valve. So my first guess is that the vent valve is not closing. I think this should be closed right now. So we'll take this hose off of here. Oh yeah, look at all the smoke coming off that. I'm pretty sure this thing should be closed. It's easy to change this. I've got another one, so we'll swap it out and see what happens. Well, that didn't accomplish anything. Still a lot of smoke coming out of there. I've got it hooked up to the fuel filler neck. It doesn't really fit that great around there, but you can see there's smoke coming down out the bottom of it too. So we're going to pull this inner fender out and see what we see. I took the inner fender down. I just wanted to make sure that the filler neck is not leaking, and it is not. But I'm still trying to figure out, I've still got smoke coming out this vent here, although not as much. I just don't understand 100% the theory how this system works, but at least I don't see anything underneath the car that's like rotted out or like really leaking. So I kind of think that either this or we may have to change the purge valve at the front. The first thing I've learned from doing this job is that I'm going to have to get a decent scanner. It wants me to toggle this solenoid on and off. I can't do it. If I've got a better scanner, I can do it. I don't really think I need to go all the way to the one they have at the dealership. I think just a good mechanic scanner will allow me to turn stuff like this on and off. It wants me to turn the purge solenoid on and off, I can't do that. So, but at any rate, like I said, I don't see anything horrible. You can see here it's really starting to pressurize this tank now. Oh, there. Eventually this thing is just going to pop right out of there, but... All right, thank you for your help, boys. We'll get this inner fender put back up. The inner fender is back in. Now we're going to go up to the front and just have another look at that purge solenoid and see what we can find out about it. And of course, with these EVAP leaks, the gas cap could definitely be the culprit too. Now, I had an EVAP episode with this about a year ago, and this is actually a brand new Mopar gas cap that I put on it. So I wouldn't suspect that that is the problem. But we'll just clean this up, make sure this seal is clean, and go from there. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to, rather than disturb that, because that's got its own set of codes. If that thing is acting up, you usually get a code related to it, as well as far as I know, not being an expert on this stuff at all. So we're just going to put it back together. I'm going to clear the code, and we'll see what happens over time. Going to see if we can clear these codes here. Clears all OEM enhanced, yes. Erase was successful. So what we'll do now is drive the car a little bit and see if the code comes back. If it does, we'll continue working at it. If it doesn't, somehow by blind outhouse luck, we fixed it. And now you'll see, because we cleared the trouble code, that always resets all the ready indicators. So we'll keep an eye on those too and make sure they all turn green. Well, that'll wrap it up for that one. I don't know if we actually fixed this or not, but hey, we cleared the code. At least I can do that. And we got to play with a new toy, which only proved to us that we need another new toy to use that properly. Now that smoke tester, checking for these EVAP codes, that is not its only job. If you've got, say, one of these unit headlights that keeps filling up with water, you can plug the smoke tester into this and fill it up with smoke and see where the smoke's coming out as to where your headlight is leaking. You can use it to check just a gas tank. Say you got you're working on an old car and you've got a gas tank. Well, is this thing any good? Right on the floor, you can hook it up to it and make sure your gas tank doesn't leak. It's good for a lot of different things. Mainly people use them for the EVAP stuff, but I'm sure as time goes on, we'll find more use for it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you'll come and see us again, and in other videos, I hope they will actually be productive and will accomplish something. But anyway, what the heck, we had some fun and fiddled with some stuff. Anyway, I'll catch you next time, and until then, this is Kevin checking out from the Claremont Classic Garage. So long for now.